Hello world, I'm a 50-year-old homeschooling mama, for holistic health coach. It's always something, right? Isn't that the saying? So I hosted Thanksgiving for my in-laws and we were wanting to have the whole house completely finished before we hosted them over. But we kept saying, we're almost there. And honestly, we almost are. But then things came up with my husband's business. He just had a couple really important projects he had to get to. So we weren't able to finish a few projects in the house. And then I was like, well, I still want to have Thanksgiving. And my mother-in-law got injured slightly. So it would have made her hosting Thanksgiving just not possible. So it worked out. I was like, okay, I already was having this as a goal. And it was just like an impetus for me to be like, okay, we're doing it. Even though it's not 100, that all the rooms weren't perfectly done and presentable, but the main floor was, and that's the point. We had a fun time and it went well, and I made a bunch of delicious stuff. They made the turkey. I don't like doing that job, so when they offered, I said, please, yeah, if that's the only thing you bring, that would really help me, because I can't do that. I can't prepare and then eat turkey. It just doesn't work for me. At that point, I'll be vegetarian, honestly. So that was fine. Everybody, we had a good time, a great recently we have some stray cats that show up, and I think actually during the summer, the kids would just be like, oh, this cat, they're out playing, and they happen to find a cat, and they're like, it's really friendly, and first I'm worried about it, but then I check it out and I'm like, okay, it seems like it's somebody's pet that just maybe is an outdoor pet, wanders around, comes back home, but I'm like, let's get food so we can feed it. And it just kind of like hung out with us a lot. So we can't bring it inside because we have plenty. So we purchased cat food and just feed it to the outside. But now that it's getting cold, we converted the hutch that we no longer need for Bunny, because she's free roaming inside the house. And we put a little heat lamp there. So it's a really cute little space that the cat can use and not freeze to death in these frigid weather. Temperatures just dropped overnight. It was so cold. So we have a little cat on the outside. So my oldest was having fun holding it, and I was please don't let it down, because Bunny will smell it. It'll smell Bunny. We'll have a whole big thing in the house. We don't want that right now. Or not right now during the Thanksgiving holiday. But that all went well. But the night, we were sitting around just playing games, and my husband's like, I don't feel well. I feel like I'm getting a fever. So the kiddos went back with the in-laws just to give us time to clean everything up, and him to just relax and kind of fight whatever he felt like he was getting. And turns out he did get sick. It was like one of those weird, quick, but weird symptoms. Like he had a blasting headache and super pressure in his sinuses, and he just kind of slept a lot, and the whole next day, I think Friday, he just slept the whole day. And I said, stay in bed, I'll take care of you, I'll bring whatever. And I was worried about getting sick. I didn't, which is great. But then I randomly, and I don't know how, pulled my sciatica on my right leg. Like the sciatic nerve that runs down, starts in your hip and runs down your leg, and people can have different types of sensation with it. Sometimes it's just like a dull ache. Sometimes it will cause numbness. Sometimes it's severe pain. Of course, my symptomology was severe pain. So then Saturday, I started feeling twinges, but I was like, well, I'm just maybe we were watching a movie and stuff, because the kids were still over at the in-laws and we're hanging out. And I'm like, I'm sure it'll go away. It's just the way I'm laying here watching the movie. But it didn't. Sunday just got worse through the day. By the end of the evening, I was just crying, literally, and I have a pretty high pain tolerance, and I was just sobbing because I couldn't move the minute I just walked or whatever. So I was out of commission, and I just called my husband. He had been just hanging out at the in-laws then, just watching a game or something. And I said, please just stay there because I'm not capable to do anything. I just want to go to bed early and just try to get rest and try to sleep. And I'm like, why is this happening? That like we have a, we work hard, we're presenting a nice Thanksgiving holiday, then you get sick and I get this like extremely excruciating sciatica problem that seems to come out of nowhere. I didn't do anything weird. I didn't do any like, I don't know, some people might overexert themselves with exercise or lift something heavy or do something weird that like fall or whatever. That caused injury. Well, in this case, nothing that I could remember. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. You know what? There's 3 bullet points that kind of are universal. You can use whatever. And slow down. Number 2, just let go of the stuff that doesn't matter. And number 3, focus on what's actually important. So I'm like, okay, let me just, first of all, take a break, right? I worked hard, got the Thanksgiving done, made all the food, did all the cleanup, and now there's nothing really pending, right? I don't have to do anything but just take a breath. And wherever it's going on, let's address that. If it's my husband being sick, okay, I'm gonna take the day, just nurse you back to health. If it's my sciatica, okay, I'm just gonna figure it out. What might be causing it? And I did some research, and guess what? I think I'm deficient in copper, and maybe need to take a little bit more B1 in the temporary, because I realized I don't have any copper in my multi, which I used to when I changed brands. And then the zinc I was taking high dose to fight off the infection that my husband had and I didn't want to get, and that didn't have copper. And I always had in the past taken balanced zinc and copper. So changing brands and buying something just because you need it in the moment and realizing, oh, that's not actually ideal. I'm like, how did I overlook that? I should have been more aware, and I should have taken more attention and been more specific, but things happen and you just live and learn, right? And then taking advantage of the time to just focus on what matters. If it's a vacation and you are just at home, and you have time to just take for yourself, or your kids are home from school and you can just spend some time with them. I unschool, so my kids they're always here. I don't, to have that 8-hour break from them. So I see them throughout the day, but sometimes that's almost like you then become, you don't do things with intention, because you see them all the time. And then I'm like, you know what? Let's actually schedule things to do, or do a craft, or sit down, because it's like if I'm schooling them or we're learning something and then they go and do their stuff. But I'm like, okay, I've been so busy with the holiday plans and I forget about, why don't we just do something together? Sit down right now and play a game. And actually I printed off a whole bunch of Thanksgiving packet of little puzzles or crossword puzzle, word search type of thing, a coloring pamphlet. And my daughter and I did that, my youngest. So that was fun. And she got a new set of crayons out, which of course then like 5 are broken. It's like a total trigger. Crayons that are broken, I don't know, I can't handle that. But anyway, it was fun. We did that. So, just like anything else, right? You just have to slow down. You have to let go of stuff that doesn't matter. And then take advantage of the moment you're in and what actually does matter. If you're at a holiday party, a family you never get to see, really just take the moment to connect again, show appreciation and love, and just be in that moment of gratitude. And that's what we always need to remember through the year. It's important to remember that, especially around the holidays. And when things kind of fall off the rails and you weren't expecting it, comes out of nowhere, that's even more time to really then just take a minute to remind yourself, obviously things don't go as planned all the time. It's not always perfect. It's not always what we would design or what we would choose. And that's even more a chance to do like some inner work and realize, okay, it is beyond my control. That's a lot of life, right? And just what you can do, it makes you a better person, makes you appreciate other people and show your love. to your breast health.